What a breathtaking Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of St.Tropez here in Ramatuelle. So few in the jump off at the halfway point. We were wondering whether or not Max Kuhne was going to be the only man to qualify and win without a second round. But then slowly but surely that jump off round, that second round began to grow as Julian Epaillard, last year's winner, Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, the current LGCT championship leader, gets inside, and Simon de Lestre as well. We will look back at those jump-off rounds. We will take a look at the victory for Max Kuhne, the impact that his win and a third-place finish for Aznar, what it does to the overall championship rankings. Because now, as it stands, Aznar, who held on to the lead going into Madrid, held on to the lead going into St.Tropez, we can confirm now that Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, thanks to yet another sensational performance from Rockefeller, will now go into Cannes, the following stage, still holding on to the LGCT overall championship lead. But because of the win for Kuhne, he does make up some serious ground. But ironically, it does still remain Aznar 1, Kuhne 2, and Kukuk in 3. We're going to wait for the riders to make their way into the ring. The podium celebrations will get underway in just a few moments' time, all the way down on the far side of the arena, climbing that slope that was discussed so much by Frederick de Backer in the commentary, and how Gregory Bordeaux was able to use that slope, not just in the Global Champions League, but again today on the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. Shall we maybe show you the results? Just give you a reminder as to how it ended here in St.Tropez. As we mentioned, a fantastic win for Max Kuhne, who goes on to win on EIC up to Jacco Blue. Finally becoming a multi-LGCT Grand Prix winner now is Max Kuhne, finishing ahead of Simon de Lestre, who goes one better than his best ever result, which was third in an LGCT Grand Prix. He now finishes in second place, and Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, as we mentioned, finishing in third. Julian Epaillard, the only other man in the jump-off, risked too much and finished on 8 penalties with 2 fences down. And Katrien Akkerman and Kim Emmen. What a performance from the 2 Cannes Stars riders, the 2 teammates in the Global Champions League, both finishing on a single time penalty today. And I'm very excited to hear the thoughts of Max Kuhne today on the time that was set by Gregory Bordeaux. It was very, very challenging, but there were riders that were able to do it. The rider that finishes just outside of the jump-off, milliseconds off, is that of Katrien Akkerman. Let's quickly show you that round then and just give you an idea as to how close she was. Here is Katrien Akkerman. Here she comes into the ring, and what a performance this was for her, thinking that she was in on Calamandia, the winner of the LGCT Grand Prix in Miami in 2022 and in 2023. And unfortunately, there was the time penalty risk there, the color turning yellow. And here on the final fence, take a look at the final number on the clock, with 74 seconds being the limit. Unfortunately for Katrien Akkerman, milliseconds outside of joining the 4 riders inside that jump-off. But now they are being called out. The riders that will make their way onto the podium are being welcomed inside the St.Tropez ring. So let's see if and when we should maybe delay. I see Max Kuhne just over my shoulder. In fact, I have a wonderful view just over the shoulder here as to the riders as they do in fact make their way into the ring. A lot of excitement and build-up from the announcer as well as they try and get the energy even higher here in Ramatuelle, St.Tropez, to try and bring in your top 3 riders as they make their way in. Why don't we go and join them? Max Kuhne, Simon de Lestre, and Eduardo Alvarez Aznar go into the middle of the St.Tropez ring to be handed out their bronze, silver, and gold medal for the win. Max Kuhne in 2024. There's a speaker right here.
Finish for Eduardo Aznar. And those phenomenal horses with those phenomenal grooms. EIC up to Jacob Blue, bred by Mark Sherry in Ireland, owned by Hans Christian Jacobsen and Max Kuhner himself. Then there's Cayman Jolly Jumper, Nathalie Chevalier, has bred the gelding by Hickstead and Caprice Bois-Margot. Now owned by Philippe Bertol, a long-time owner of Simon de Lestre, and Rockefeller de Pléville Bois-Margot, bred by Valérie Alix, and owned by the Cayuga SL, the company of Eduardo Aznar and his family in Spain. The grooms with a very tasty bottle of rosé. You can't come to St.Tropez without having a glass of rosé. Though I do not encourage you to drink nor drive when drinking. There he is, Eduardo Alvarez Aznar and his famous horse Rockefeller de Pléville Bois-Margot. They have now jumped 5 consecutive Grand Prix clear, as did Emerald, the stallion, in 2017, as did Casal in 2016 and Explosion. Now Casal and Explosion jumped, and listen carefully, jumped 7 consecutive Grand Prix clear, Casal and Explosion. All those results led to the championship win of their riders. Now Simon de Lestre finally in second place, one step up. Maybe next year is the year for Simon de Lestre in Ramatuelle, St.Tropez. And Max Kuhner wins his second Grand Prix in the Longy Global Champions Tour, second Grand Prix in his career. And the Austrian national anthem will be heard through the speakers here of the PA system. Camaraderie now on the podium as the Austrian national anthem is played. Land der Berge, Land am Strome, meaning land of the mountains, land by the river, the national anthem of Austria. It was believed that it was composed by Mozart, but now people start to disagree whether or not Mozart had actually composed that anthem. Let's agree to disagree. No clue at all. This is Roland Bruno, Mayor of Ramatuelle, to present the trophy to Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, with Rockefeller de Pléville Bois-Margot, congratulating both Simon de Lestre and Max Kuhner. Dennis Monticolo is event director of the Longines Athena Onassis horse show. The trophy goes to Simon de Lestre. And for Simon, this is on his turn, his 17th podium. And then Yannick Jenny, in behalf of Longines, with the watch, the second watch for Max Kuhner after winning in Monte Carlo, Monaco at the Pont d'Hercule in 2022. And Jan Tops to present the biggest trophy of them all, the trophy for Max Kuhner, out of the hands of the founder and president of the Longines Global Champions Tour. What a podium, what a beautiful image as well. And the traditional confetti shower. I don't know how much the photographers can pick up of the top three at the moment on that podium. This is a great angle as well. A beautiful team down there. The arena party that is always awarded and honored in the ceremony. And careful now, gentlemen, the champagne shower is on. De Lestre, Kuhner and Asnar. And there is no worse combination than sticky man, sticky of sweat and champagne, with confetti flying all around. And that's a beautiful moment as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Longines Global Champions Tour of Ramatuelle St.Tropez is almost over. Parting through the night, no doubt about that, but then very early, the focus once again on the next stage. Stage number 7 is coming in less than a week's time at the Stade Esperide for stage 7 in Cannes. Join us on the red carpet, please do, next week, for both Global Champions League and Longines Global Champions Tour, because Cannes is special. Cannes is on the floodlight. Cannes also has its slope. Cannes is a square arena, and Cannes always treats the best of the best. Max Kuhner, the best of the best today here in Ramatuelle St.Tropez. On the championship, still the best of the best is Eduardo Alvarez Asnar. The story, the race and the championship continues, and so do we, and so do you. So hopefully we see each other, meet each other again next week with all the broadcasts live from under a black sky. It'll be a black night for the Grand Prix. The horses, the grooms deserve all the praise, and so does Max Kuhner, Simon de Lestre and Eduardo Alvarez Asnar. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Ramatuelle St.Tropez. It was a blast. See you next time and take care. Bye-bye.
What a beautiful image that is of Max Kuhner being given the arena on his own to celebrate that moment one final time as the other riders, Simon de Lestre and Eduardo Alvarez Asnar, make their way out of the ring. Max Kuhner is afforded that extra opportunity, that one final lap to appreciate and soak in the moment. We will bring Max Kuhner into the studio in a few moments' time. We will also hear from Asnar. We will also then hear from Simon de Lestre as well. So stay with us on GCTV. We take a quick break. When we return, all of the reaction from our top 3 riders in the 2024 Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Ramatuelle St.Tropez.
Elegance is an attitude.
Of course it is.
Right, let's take a look at what is happening over here right now, because that is the image of Max Kühne. We have a behind-the-scenes view, a behind-the-scenes camera of Max Kühne making his journey up into the studio. And this is going to be intriguing to see how this plays out, because he, along with his brand new Longines timepiece, is being escorted into the studio as these two cameras mix and match. How are you, Max? This is new, this is different. Come on in, brilliant, wow. Please come and join me. Does that stay with us? Oh, isn't that sensational? Thank you very much. Wow, that's brand new here on GCTV, trying some new things. And if I'm not mistaken, we're getting some reaction from Simon de Lestre as well to find out how he feels about that second place finish today here in St.Tropez. That looks pretty good, Max. Oh, wait, hang on. You need one of those. That looks pretty good. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it looks good. Don't have one like this. So
yeah?
I'm very happy, yeah.
Oh, man, listen, Max. You and I spent a bit of time this week together. We were actually in stables. We were having a conversation about ambitions. We were having a conversation about the championship. How much were you thinking that when you saw how difficult round one started in the beginning of the stage? How much were you thinking about that?
No, actually, already when I walked the course,
yeah,
I felt that this is going to be very difficult. But EIC up to Chaco is just one of these partners. Like, he feels that I'm a bit worried and I do a bit more, and he asks me to be active,
yeah,
which is not like the kind of riding I usually like, but he asked me to be active and he takes everything and is fighting so much. Yeah.
The time, Max, let's talk time. It was a big talking point in the commentary. It was a big talking point for a lot of the riders. Firstly, do you think the time was correct? I know you were inside of it, but you should have an opinion. Do you think maybe more should have been given?
Okay, it's always easier to say it afterwards. There could have been maybe 1 more or 2 more seconds, but you know, this is such a small decision to make, and horses jumped very well here the last days, so I think that's why Greg stick to his former time. And
when you walked it, you gave us an indication now that you had a feeling it was going to be difficult. What were you thinking when you finished the course walk? Did it scare you a little bit? Were you worried about how it walked?
Not scaring, but there were some things where I know that they're gonna be challenging. So yeah, there were different situations in the course, but one you could all see is at the end the double combination A,
yeah,
with the long way. Horses jumped a lot. They jumped the triples through the diagonal and they spent a lot of power, and then there was the long way to the double vertical. And nowadays most of the courses are from distance to distance, so most of the riders are very good in riding distance, but having a fence from a long way with a bit tired horse where the engine goes a little bit down, that's for sure something difficult.
I was watching you watch the rest of the round, and I want to see if maybe I looked at something correctly. You looked very relaxed throughout the entire competition. When Eduardo Alvarez Asna jumped clear, you were sitting with Christian Allmann. I saw you jump up immediately and began preparing for the jump off. Why did it change so dramatically, seemingly only after Asna jumped clear? Can you take me through that moment with you and Christian over here?
Okay, I didn't realize it, but it has probably been because he's the leader of the ranking in the GCT at the moment. So for sure, we look at him, but I also look at him because I'm quite fascinated how he and his partner Rockefeller, 19 years old,
incredible, huh?
Jumping the whole life with him together, how they perform from show to show. So that's also fascinating for me, and yeah.
Were you surprised after you walking the course and jumping it yourself that only 4 were in the jump off, or did you feel that was the appropriate amount for how you saw the course play?
I think building a course is a very difficult job.
Yeah.
But of course, every rider, when we compete every week, has an opinion about the course. But we are not always right. But we have the opinion anyway.
Sure.
But I thought there be not more than 6 gears. when I walk the course for myself.
This is what the new championship standing looks like, by the way. And for everyone to give you an idea as to what Max is looking at, Eduardo Alvarez-Asner on 162, Max Kuhner on 144, and Christian Kuckuck now slightly further behind on 116. Max, that gap is not big at all. That gap is not big at all. Talk to me about now the plans for the summer, the next shows that you are targeting. What are you identifying as a real target show for you to try and put in yet another strong performance?
I don't have one particular show.
Yeah.
I think we need consistency, and we need to keep the horses happy so that they jump well.
Yeah.
It's only half of the season, so everything can still change. And so the most important is like to keep the horses happy and healthy so that they are willing to do this for us here in the ring till the end of the year.
What would have been your perfect goal at the halfway point? I know you're a big planning man, so when you planned the season, if you said at the 50% mark, my goal is to be where? Do you find yourself above or below what you think?
That's very easy to say.
Yeah?
If I'm on a second position and it's 50% of the season, I wish that all my horses feel really fit and are in super shape. So then I will win anyway, the next half season something.
Okay, Max, I have your round for you. I want you to watch your jump-off round. I want you to commentate for us. Talk us through what you were doing. The first man into the jump-off, Max Kuhner on EIC up to Jacko Blue. This is his round, and hopefully he'll give us some insight as to what was happening as he made that jump-off clear in 36.39 seconds. Right, Max, from the first fence, go ahead. What was going through your mind? Talk to us about these approaches.
So here I tried to go a little bit out, that I had a really inside turn. That was quite good. Here I had a very good forward distance. I could just let him go to that oxer. He jumped it fantastic. I could still just go to the combination. I think this was important for me, the way to the combination, where I made up some time. And that was also, he turned very quickly inside. Here I had to take him back once.
Talk to me about that extra stride that came in the final fence. That did not look like it was according to the plan, and I wondered if that was going to cost you. It didn't, but talk to me about the extra stride on the final fence.
Yeah, that was...
What went wrong? What happened?
I wouldn't say it went wrong, but for sure it was not the way of riding I prefer. But the EIC up to Chaco is always asking for a lot of support. He takes the support, but he also wants it.
Were you worried that that extra stride would cost you the win?
If I just have it too easy and too smooth, that could be easily touched.
Were you worried that that extra stride was going to cost you the win?
I had to do it. It's a feeling to clear the fence. I had to do it, so I did it. If I would be at the end of a jump off and I knew I had to go with the first distance, I would have made it.
Yeah.
But I know EAC up to Jacko Blue is a very fast horse. And like this adding a stride was maybe 0.6, 0.8, something of this. And I think the rest went quite well. So it was less risk to add a stride.
Max, I have some questions on social media for you from @Kel_Morgan. What was the most difficult part of today's course?
The 12A, to enter the double vertical combination.
Okay, Kel into 12A, the double for Max, and then another one for you from WSA Dringo 5. Who was the first person you called after winning today?
My wife.
Is that the go-to every time in a big moment like this? She's the first one. You call home, you call family.
Okay, family is sitting at home and watching, and yeah, they want to have a feedback, of course, and yeah.
That's very touching. Now, Max, earlier on today, we were making a few social media posts, and it's come down to you needing to sign a very limited edition St.Tropez Longines Global Champions Tour cap. So if we can do it live on air, I will ask you please to take that, make a beautiful signature wherever you would like. Feel free to be creative here. And this now, folks, is the actual signed live in the GCTV studio. Your 2024, there we go, Max, show that to the screen, that's beautiful. Your 2024 Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix winner of St.Tropez, Max Kuhner, signing that cap live in studio. We spoke to you earlier on today, we told you to click the link, we told you to follow up, and there'll be more details on our social media channels about how this is going to play out. Max Kuhner, You were outstanding today. Do we see you in Cannes?
No, I'm not in Cannes.
When do we see you again?
You see me again in Paris.
In Paris, okay. Have a wonderful time, enjoy your break, and congratulations on a wonderful, wonderful performance. Please don't forget that. If you do, I will take it home. So that is all yours. Max Kühne joining us live in studio, the 2024 winner of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix here in St.Tropez. We are standing by and waiting for some reaction from Simon de Lestre, some reaction from Eduardo Alvarez Aznar. Oof, I wouldn't mind taking this home. I think that's a pretty special moment as well. Signed live in studio as well. We can get a lovely shot of that as well. The signature of Max Kühne, fresh on that cap. That does, by the way, this got showed to me by our social media team. This is a special limited edition St.Tropez logo. The emblem and the badge comes off to reveal the Longines sign. And you can add then this little special St.Tropez badge. I believe Frederick de Backer is standing by for us as well, by the way, and hopefully to try and get some reaction from him. Frederick de Backer, thank you for joining us. Had a lovely conversation with Max Kühne. Really going into depth with us here and answering some questions for us. Sorry, I've completely moved out of frame here because I was greeting Max Kühne, getting some signatures. Frederick, oh, that was a tough day. A difficult day to analyze, I can only imagine. Great job on commentary, thank you. At first, we didn't think that this might have been even a four-man jump-off. It turned out to be, but let's start with some reflection from you. The day that was the 2024 LGCT Grand Prix of St.Tropez. Your thoughts, your reaction?
So, in the end, 38 riders competed in this Grand Prix, Mark. 34 made it to the finish line, and 15 of them, only 15 of them, did it inside the time allowed. That adds to the discussion. It's just at a different angle to shed light on the discussion of the time allowed, which in the end 50 went clear. That's just under half of the field. Yeah, it's tight. It's very tight. And I just saw a message from somebody who had a conversation with Baudot, where Baudot said, I wanted to shorten the time, I wanted to lengthen the time allowed, but the jury did not allow me. Now, I don't know who in the end has the final call. I think in the end that should be Gregory Baudot's decision. He built the course, it's his responsibility. If that would be the decision of the jury, wow, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to be the president of the jury to decide on that.
Absolutely. And just for reference, by the way, in case someone had missed the comment, Max Kühne, when I finally pressed him, suggested that maybe an extra second or two he thinks could maybe have been added to that eventual time to at least just try and open up that field ever so slightly. But also, Frederick, let's talk about this championship battle. We talked about it a lot in the build-up about the Christian Koekkoek, Max Kühne and Eduardo Alvarez Aznar battle lining up. Unfortunately for Koekkoek not getting in, but what a wonderful story for this storyline for us on this championship run to have both of them get in, because I know that you were loving the Alvarez Aznar moment. But let's maybe focus on the championship for now. I'll come to Rockefeller. Now, Kühne and Aznar both getting in. This really ramps up this championship fight, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the interesting thing is that Kühne and Aznar both will not be in Cannes at the Stade Esperide, but we will see Koekkoek, we will see Van der Vleuten, we will see Skouwis, we will see De Lestre, we will see Gilles Thomas. Those are all riders that are just outside of the top two in third, fourth, fifth, sixth position and so on. So they now have a chance next week to really close in on those top two, the two leaders in the championship standing. But for Aznar, the story continues, and the remarkable thing is, it just continues with that outstanding horse, Rockefeller de Villebois Margaux. I mean, what a phenomenal, breaking again a record, joining that elite group of horses that we discussed so often in commentary. Only Casal, Explosion and Emerald are horses in the history. I mean, this is the 17th, am I right, 17th season of Longines Global Champions Tour. Only 3 other horses outside Rockefeller have managed to jump 5 consecutive Grand Prix clear, and he does it at the age of 19, Mark. And as we mentioned, whenever those horses did that, their rider was crowned champion.
Ooh, I like that. And what I was going to do is actually just walk off camera and give you 5 minutes to talk about Rockefeller, because I know how much you love the horse. But now you've already answered my question and you've gone there, so thank you very much. Right, Frederick. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate your moment. We love your feedback as always. That's a night from Frederik De Backer. We will hear from him again in Cannes in a couple of days' time as we get ready to pack up in St.Tropez and get ready to go through to Cannes, just slightly up the coast over here. But for now, let's hear from Simon de Lestre some reaction from his second place finish.
Simon, second, it was close. It was a close competition. What is your feelings right now?
Really fantastic. Caïman made an amazing job both rounds today. First round he jumped like really incredible. It was really tough course with tiny time today. So I'm really proud of him. I was lucky to be almost forced to go in the jump off. Max was really fast. I tried, but was not enough. Okay, for me it's a very good performance for him. I've been 3 times third, 1 time second. Maybe this Grand Prix I can win 1 time, but I'm really happy with that.
You're up to 6th now in the championship. Your form is getting better and better.
Yeah, I have a very nice group of horses. I have Amelusina, Dexter, Caïman and Olga able to jump that kind of Grand Prix. So I can really fight and be strong for the rest of the season.
Cayman Jolly Jumper living up to his name. He's jumping for fun at the moment. Where did you just lose a bit of time in that jump off?
Okay, he's always, very active at the always first 3 fence on the competition. So 1, 2, 2, I had to do 1 extra outside because he's always fresh, and after I just let him go. I have 1 less on number 3, and I have good distance on the green Auxerre, and maybe to the last if I can catch 1 less. But I have this distance in my eyes. I don't want to push him too much after. I can lose also the control with him. I think was really the right jump off I do today for him.
Simon, congratulations on your second place. Well done.
Thank you.
Some big championship points up for grabs for Simon de Lestre, and a wonderful jump off from Cayman Jolly Jumper. He should be very happy with that second place finish. It does improve on his best ever finish in an LGCT Grand Prix, which was 3rd, but still for the Frenchman, just falling that 1 step behind the top of the podium. Now, after all the praise on Rockefeller during the Madrid Grand Prix, all the praise of Eduardo Alvarez Aznar and this incredible pairing, they come to St.Tropez as the championship leaders. They jump superbly in round 1 to qualify for the jump off, assuring him that regardless of what Max Kuhner did, he will hold on to the championship lead. Let's catch up with him to see how he's feeling after yet another sensational, clear and jump off performance from Rockefeller.
Podium in your season, another jump off. Sum up today.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm running out of words about this horse. He's just unbelievable, no? What he's doing this year at 19, probably his last season at the top level, and he came back as strong as ever.
You haven't won today, but again, it seems to be that you're holding on to the armband because of consistency. Is that a fair reflection?
Well, yeah, actually, yes. I mean, I didn't won any competition for the moment, but I've been in every jump off, and it's getting closer. I hope one time I will be at the top of the podium, but I'm very happy for the season he's doing, and I jumped the whole year with him, and it's unbelievable.
Where did you feel in that jump off you could have made up time?
Well, it's not the quickest horse, although he can go fast. But today I think I did the jump off ideal for him. I knew that it was going to be very difficult to beat Max, and especially Julien today he didn't have his best day in the jump off. But there were 2 really fast combinations, so I just tried to be as fast as I could and clear.
Edu, another fabulous weekend. Well done.
Thank you very much.
You have to imagine that based on the form that Eduardo Alvarez Aznar and Rockefeller have displayed thus far in 2024, getting into all of those jump-offs, and as Eduardo says there, he knows that he might just get 1 step further. You cannot display form like this all season long and continue to be denied a victory. And it's a very good point from Dan Strange in the commentary in the interview there, talking about the consistency. It's that consistency factor from Aznar that despite not winning an LGCT Grand Prix this year, he still holds on to the championship lead because he is always getting into that second round, getting into the jump off, picking up big championship points. And Asna will do very, very well to continue and keep that consistency up. That officially is a close for us here on GCTV tonight. My name is Mark Lewis. Thank you very much for joining us for the last couple of days for the Global Champions League and for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix here in St.Tropez. We have a couple of days off. You have a couple of days to catch your breath, and we'll see you again just up the coastline here at the beautiful Stage 7 in Cannes.
I've always dreamed of walking down this red carpet, feeling the contagious energy of the crowd, seeing my name in the credits of a movie under the radiant sun of the French Riviera. Horse and rider unite in a flawless dance of strength, grace, and precision. In Cannes, time moves to a different beat. It's like watching a movie unfold under the open sky.
The Longines Global Champions Tour of Cannes from the 6th to the 8th of